All right. How you doing, best friend?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Pretty happy to have one of my best friends on the podcast. He doesn't know he's my best friend yet, but
I
yeah,
mean, it's life goals.
life goals. Yeah,
Yeah,
you all have to have them.
you do. You do.
So introduce yourself to the people.
Okay.
Um,
What do you want to know?
just tell them your name. Tell them what you do. Tell
Okay.
them the name of your company.
All right. My name is Tim Connors. I'm a financial advisor at Connors Lore Wealth Management.
Nice. Yeah. So let's rewind a little bit. Talk about Tim as a kid.
Tim as a kid. I was a pretty typical kid, I think.
Yeah.
I guess hard stop. I think childhood is the best time of life,
Kids don't realize.
without a doubt.
crazy.
But when you become a parent, and I am a father of 4, you try to participate in ways to enhance their childhood because you realize this is the best it's going to get,
It is
without
the
a
best
doubt.
it's gonna get.
Without a doubt. So I really enjoyed my childhood. Credit to
Yeah.
my parents.
Yeah.
Played sports, spent a lot of time outside. I did a little BMX biking, a little catching turtles and frogs and
You
snakes.
just said BMX biking?
I did a little bit. We had
Nice.
my parents have little woods behind them. We had a little BMX trail back there.
What kind of bikes did you have? Do you remember?
Dyno
people
Comp,
don't. Yeah.
Haro
Oh,
Zippo.
Oh yeah.
I had them.
Yeah. I had a red line,
Yep.
and then I had a PK Ripper,
Uh-huh.
and that was the one where the pegs were in the back of the bike. They're like molded to the frame, so they're like big
Okay.
frame-based pegs.
Okay.
So they were sturdy, and you could stand on them.
Yeah. So in theory, not just standing on them, you should have been able to grind on those.
And double people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
double people was the most practical
Basically,
application.
since I wasn't the greatest BMXer,
Yeah.
I tried, but hurt myself twice. But so basically doubling people
Yeah.
is mine.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
useful.
Yeah, yeah. So I could stand on the pegs. That's crazy.
Yep.
No, that's awesome. So in high school, do you think that people thought you'd be where you're gonna be? I can tell you, me, no way.
I would say I'm 41. I think when you get to this stage in life, you realize that there's nothing surprising about what anybody's doing.
Right.
There's just so many different ways to carve out a living. So I don't know that people would be surprised or unsurprised, but me personally, I always love hearing about what people are doing. I'm very
Yeah.
interested in the career paths that people take. So it's kind of a convoluted way to say unsurprised. I think
Okay.
it kind of fits.
Yeah, yeah. So do you think anybody would be surprised about any hobbies you have out there, like other than coaching college football?
Yeah, college football, aka first grade flag football. Shout out to the Bruins.
Shout out to the Bruins.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? I think my hobbies are pretty vanilla, honestly. I love what I do, so I spend a fair amount of time digesting podcasts
Yeah, yeah.
and reading about things in my industry. Other than that, I enjoy golfing.
I was about to say you enjoy golf.
I do enjoy golf. Actually, I hope that if you can cut that out, I'd appreciate it. My one buddy who's an avid golfer, and maybe I'm making a mistake twice over, he always points out there's no such thing as golfing. He does. So I'm sorry, Andy.
What is
I'm
it?
sorry. I think you're going to go golf,
Yeah.
but you're never golfing.
Unless you're actually golfing.
No, I just don't think it's a word,
Oh, it's not a word.
at least per him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, golf's one of the things. I love being outside, hiking,
Yeah.
whether with family or not. Outdoor activities, I would say. Kind
Yeah,
of
that was
sums
your
me up.
thing. Yeah,
Yep.
that's awesome. So what got you into the financial advisor stuff?
When I was working my first job out of school,
Yeah.
I graduated from Ohio University. Ended up
you
OU.
party school.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I kept it in between the navigational buoys.
Yeah, yeah. Those Halloween parties are wild, huh?
Yeah, they were.
That's
They
crazy.
were.
Yeah,
They were. I mean, my parents even got involved a bit and helped me craft some pretty good Halloween
that's
costumes.
good. That's
yeah,
good.
they did. That was an
What'd you
all
have?
hand.
What was your best one? You think?
I mean, this one is a little maybe off color, but I think it was the names I wouldn't get right. So I'm just going to say these were 2 really prominent people in kind of the circus and entertainment business, and they would work with tigers and lions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And one of them got attacked.
Siegfried and Roy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So I had dressed up like him, kind of styled hair, a little makeup, and I had a tiger strapped to my neck and blood coming down.
When he got attacked and bit.
You know what? Again, off color, but it was a hit.
That was a hit.
It was a
for
hit.
sure. So go ahead. What got you in the financial advisor world?
So my first job, it really was just managing my own money once I accumulated a little bit to invest. And I would
Yeah.
credit one of the owners there, who happened to be an uncle. That's how I found my way down to Texas.
Okay.
He started off on Wall Street. So he
Nice.
gave me kind of the quick and skinny just in investing my own money. So my interest was there very early on. And about halfway through my time at that company, which was in healthcare,
Okay.
I explored becoming a financial advisor. This would have been now 15 years ago. But at the time, I kind of hit a tailwind within the company I was working for. I made the call I didn't want to start in a new industry.
Yeah.
So I kind of put that on the back burner. Fast forward, I come back to Cleveland, and I end up pursuing financial advising full time.
How long were you in Dallas for?
Close to 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you like it down there?
I loved it. It was, especially at that time in my career, front end, it's a lot of energy, a lot of hustle and bustle. I met a lot of great people, some from outside of Texas, and I met some great Texans as well.
Yeah, I went down there a bunch back in, I think, 12. or
Yep.
11.
I remember you telling me
it was
about
a great
that.
time.
Yeah.
Everybody was so nice.
Yep. It
was
is.
such a good time.
It's a very warm and proud state, certainly.
Yeah, for sure.
And you adopt that sense of energy and, just get after kind of mentality when you're there, which is
Yeah,
very helpful on the front end of a career.
Yeah, it really,
Yeah.
really is. I remember just being tons of good restaurants. The barbecue down there is amazing.
Yes. There's no shortage of good places to eat.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So then you moved back up here,
I moved back up here in 2016.
16. And then you got into financial advising.
Little 180 for you.
Yeah, that was about crazy.
I got
right?
into the pet business.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got the
Yeah.
pet store. That's right.
So my cousin and I
that's
started
a crazy one,
It is.
too. You should talk about that.
Yeah. So we started a pet store back in 2016 in Lakewood, Ohio. And we're a niche operator. So it was reptiles, amphibians, inverts, tarantulas, fish. And a lot of that is kind of what was built upon our childhood hobbies. I enjoyed all this stuff. I had a lot of stuff growing. I even had alligators growing up. But when I moved to Texas, I got rid of all those things.
Okay.
My cousin, on the other hand, his sophomore year, he played football at Heidelberg.
Oh, nice.
Then he transferred down to FIU. And he made that hobby his profession. So for about a decade, he was doing all sorts of stuff down there. Alligator shows, crocodile research. He's been on Animal Planet. He was just flown out, might be a year or two ago now, by David Blaine to be kind of support staff for a really neat feature program on Nat Geo, in which he shadowed people with really obscure talents, including working with venomous snakes, which my cousin does.
Was that what he does?
He does.
So where's your pet store at?
So the pet store now, we were Lakewood, they were Lakewood, Brunswick. We have one big operation. It's SAT2 Reptiles and Aquatics in Parma.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. What kind of crazy stuff you got in there?
There's all sorts of crazy stuff, but I won't take credit for being able to
Pick them out.
work with those crazy. On the front end, I was hands-on. For the first few
Yeah.
years, I helped build that business out, but it's my cousin and the other folks there that do a
Yeah,
really
do a
great
great
job
job.
and staying up to speed with everything it takes to work with those animals. We have alligators, crocodiles, 12-foot pythons, you name it. We got it all there. We do.
That's crazy. You got anything at the house?
Right now, we have a couple fish and a crested gecko.
That's it?
That's it. We keep it light. As the kids develop their interests, they don't know this, but they've got a green light to bring home just
Bring
about anything they
crocodile?
want.
A
Well,
crocodile?
maybe eventually.
Maybe? You gonna put a little pond in the backyard?
Might.
A little fence
Yeah.
them in?
Maybe.
I like it. So tell me a little bit more about financial planning. What's your favorite part of that job?
Well, first I'll start with how I got into it.
Yeah.
So I'm in the pet business, but right away I know that this is my cousin's track.
Yep.
I'm going to pivot to something else. So I think about what's an industry I'd like to pursue. I looked into advising. I have another uncle who's a financial advisor.
Tell me about that.
So I asked if I could shadow him. So for the first few years I was building out the pet business, I was also getting a first-class education from my uncle in this space. So I did that, got my licensing in order over that first handful of years. And on paper, 2019 is when I officially entered this industry. But really, I started building out my book of business in 2021.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. What do you think your favorite part about it is?
There's just so many moving parts.
Yeah.
So many moving parts. So it's very engaging in that regard. I love a lot about the industry. I mean, without a doubt, it's very satisfying to help your clients, but like really deliver that exceptional service to a client. You feel that sense of appreciation. You're helping them reach milestones in their life. That's a big deal. It feels good. So it's a very rewarding career path,
Right.
which is not necessarily the case for all careers. Although you can make it that way, but this one is just an obvious one.
Yeah, and it's obvious, right? If you've
Yep.
had wins or losses, the
Yep.
numbers are right in front of you.
They
right?
are.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like my industry is always changing. That's why I love it too. It's
Yeah.
just always a new thing, new day, new challenge.
Yep.
It doesn't get boring.
And to be the best or the pursuit of being the best, you got to be on it.
Yeah,
You got to be willing to continue to evolve
continue.
both
to-
individually and as a company. And I
Yeah.
take a lot of pride in that. It's
that's
important to
awesome.
me.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, do you follow any specific like strategies or financial like philosophy?
I don't, and I think I'd be doing my clients as a whole a disservice.
Yep, yep.
Because I think you have to recognize that there is not a one size all solution.
Yeah,
So no, I certainly do
I'm
not.
still the same way too. Because a
But
lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm going to do this niche, that niche." I'd rather just know all the products very
Yep.
well, and then deliver whatever their needs are.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yep.
I like that. It's good. What do you think like the biggest miss are? I know with our industry, there's a ton of people miss. Like people don't understand a lot of things in our industry. But what do you think the biggest myth that you have to explain to people when you talk to them?
Well, that's a good lead. I think there's so many people that just don't really understand a lot of the mechanics of investing their money, all the different types of investment products that are out there, what to expect.
Yep.
So to answer that question, I would say impossible for people that this is not their profession to dedicate the time that we dedicate to understand all these moving parts. Our obligation is to provide that education to get them comfortable.
Okay.
Kind of give them that confidence.
Yep.
There's just too many things to pin
I was
down
about to
one
say, it's
misconception.
crazy. There's
Honestly.
so many things, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about the kids that are 20, 30 today? I know with our industry, we're trying to evolve to help them be more self-serving.
Uh-huh.
But like, I don't see how they can do that in your world. I know they do that now where they can invest themselves online.
Yeah.
But that's like a lot of these kids are trying to do the get rich quick investing. The
Yep. Well, obviously with the
day
advent,
trading.
yeah,
right?
with social media, being as prominent as it is, it's
is,
been here a
yeah.
long time
It
now.
has, yeah,
but
yeah.
the things that are going to appeal to them most are going to be all the get rich fast schemes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have a
It's,
ton of buddies with older sons and daughters that they think they could just get on there and day trade for a
Yeah.
year and they're going to be a millionaire.
yeah, the market has presented a lot of opportunity here in the last, we'll call 5 years.
Yep.
Post COVID, they've been rewarded for a lot of that behavior, which is
Mhm.
potentially dangerous. I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know how things go long term.
Yep.
But this idea that you can just kind of pump your money into something and just get out with a 50% return or
Yeah,
100%
right.
on your money, I would say history tells you that's not sustainable.
Correct. That is not.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what do you think that the best advice for those 20, 30-year-olds
I
looking to invest their money?
I think some 20 and 30-year-olds, there's evidence they have it figured out. And then there's evidence that some don't. I think my wish in this regard would be that everyone receives that education or exposure as to how important establishing those habits early are. It doesn't matter how much. And it certainly has nothing to do with the get rich quick ideology.
Yeah.
But I think the real win is making sure people are aware of it, because I think where there's time missed, there's money lost.
Yeah.
And where that habit's not established, it's very difficult, as you know, as you progress in life, to establish good habits.
Yeah. It's terrible.
And
you
it's true.
start late, it's trouble.
And it's true with money.
Yep. Yep. So, with those younger kids, do you think that they're more? See them investing more than our generations previous.
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence that they are.
Yeah.
I mean, with the advent of Robinhood and just the ease of how they interact within the social platforms, how these brokerage outfits have made it kind of similar. That appeal is there. The ease of doing business is there, and they've drawn a lot of money in. And like I said, near term, that's worked out, I think, for a lot of the people who are participating.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I noticed too. Is like recently, it's just the market's just been beneficial for people that are just throwing their money around.
Yeah.
And usually, it's not that way.
Historically, it hasn't been.
No.
No, but there's that near term bias. So I mean, for right now, they're riding it, and
They're riding it, right?
it's a heater.
working so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I always say it like this. I said we went to the casino once. It was me, Todd, buddy of mine, another buddy of mine, and we were playing craps. And I don't gamble ever, like never.
Craps is fun.
Again, first time playing. So Todd's first time playing, my first time playing, we go to a casino in Vegas. And Todd goes to some satire site because it tells him all the wrong things to do. It tells him to take the die off the table, roll them one at a time, like everything wrong. And he got yelled at like 3 times. The site told me, right? So it was one of those sites where
Oh,
they tell
yeah.
you to do stuff you're not supposed to do. And so he told him 2 5s up is puppy paws. I've never heard that before.
I
No
haven't
one's
either.
ever heard that before. So he puts 2 5s up, lines it up. He goes, "Come on, puppy paws," and he rolls. Hot, right? He's hot. I'm hot. Same thing. Come on, puppy paws. Ian gets up. He's hot. Come on, puppy paws. It was like one of those low level tables, like minimum bets, like $25 or whatever. And 2 big rollers come over because they see it's a hot table. They put like $15,000-$20,000 down. They're going on fire. They're buying drinks for everybody there. It's a wild table. They're making crazy money. Then it comes to them and they're like, "Come on, puppy paws," and they keep doing it too. It's hilarious.
That's all it takes.
But my thing is like that day we were like, oh, so for like I brought $100 to gamble and I left with like $2,500. We gambled for like, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 hours. I hit like, I want to say twice or 3 times I hit snake eyes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, it
and
was
therein lies
wild.
colors your perspective on what it's
Yeah.
like playing craps.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome. So
Yeah.
the next night we're like, hey, we're gonna go out. We're gonna play craps for a little bit. We're gonna make about $1,000 and we'll go out to the bar. That table we got to was so cold. I lost $700 in like 5 minutes. People were betting the pass line. It was terrible. It was terrible. And that's in my head. That's how I think they think this is forever.
Hey, there's many
Like
sayings
we
out
did.
there.
We thought we were just gonna go play craps forever.
That's why they have all those beautiful chandeliers hanging from the ceiling.
yeah.
The house wins the money.
The house wins.
The house wins.
Oh, it
you
took
may.
it took $700 back like that.
Yeah, quick.
I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you would say like that prospectively is on the table for people who are putting their money in things
Yep.
they don't quite understand.
Yep.
There's measures of risk and volatility. There's all different terminology to define that, but there's a lot more risk in those investments than these people realize.
Dude, I had no clue. I was just throwing money out there
Yeah.
on the table and winning.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it. They're just throwing money out there in the world and winning right now.
Yeah, no, that like pockets of their money, that very well may be appropriate.
Yeah.
But complementing that with other ingredients, less risky,
Yeah.
is just prudent.
Yep.
And again, some of these people are probably doing it, but some, undoubtedly are not.
Right.
You just know that.
I know
that.
people that don't
Yep.
do it. Yep. Yep. They're up right now, but I agree that's what's going to happen. So to mix in my world with your world, do you look at someone's mortgage as an investment, as a liability? Like how do you, when you do your planning, what do you determine the home as?
I think
Mortgage on the home as.
initially everyone looks at it as an investment.
Yep.
Life experience tells you that it's not just it's just it certainly fits the liability categorization as well.
Yeah.
And life events influence that investment.
Yep.
Including the things that happen to that house that demand more money.
Yes.
So it's a good investment on the front end. All of a sudden it's a sinking ship as you got to pour money into it for any number of things that arise.
Yep.
It can become a liability if you lose your job.
Yep.
If your income changes dramatically, in a negative way. The flip side works as well.
And it is a liability, I feel, is if they don't have the money set aside for those things.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's an investment. I always tell
Yeah.
people, don't put all of your money down. I know people are like, put 20% down, put 10% down. I'm like, listen, you're going to need $5,000 to $7,000 set aside.
Yeah.
Minimum. If you don't have that sitting in an account waiting for something to break, you're going to get crushed by this house.
Yeah.
And when you move into a house, you spend $3,000 to $5,000
Oh my gosh.
easily
Yeah, we bought
just for stuff.
We bought a fixer upper, our first home, which is
Yeah.
still the home we're in, and we've poured what we bought into it and then some. That's how it goes.
My house hit the 10-year mark in 2022, and I want to say at the end of that year, everything broke. Everything. Fridge, dishwasher,
Oh, yeah.
water heater.
I just bought a dishwasher.
everything. I was like, they really do make these things to break it exactly 10 years because everything went at your dead.
That's funny.
I was like, holy.
I got a funny story about making things to break. So I was just down in Florida. I was down in Fort Myers. A good friend of mine, he and his wife have a beach home. They let our family come down.
Yep.
Some of my wife's family came down. His AC went out. And we're summertime. AC goes out. And I look at the thermostat and it's not going on. I check it, plugged in batteries. That was the difference. I called him. I let him know. I said, hey, look, AC was out, but battery solved the issue. And he started laughing. He said, this is payback for all those years you sold me those watches where the battery died within 2 weeks of me putting that on my wrist.
Oh,
Pretty good.
that's pretty good.
I saw
Yeah.
I saw that. I had to sneak that in.
Yeah, it was good.
That's a good story,
That's
though.
a great story.
And I used to sell all my watches. These are all low-level watches.
Yeah.
They're like 100 of
So
maybe
you give
$400.
me your used watches, you
Yeah,
would sell them?
yeah. Like I'd be like, I don't want to wear this one anymore. I want to get a new watch.
Give it to him, sell it to him.
And the batteries would always go for all my buddies. But like not at the point of transaction. It'd be like a month
A
later.
month later?
Yes.
That's awesome. They're probably like, this dude, he's getting me.
Yep. But they liked me, so they let it go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So with mortgages, when you're planning for someone that's looking to buy a home, like what's that process look like?
You know, those sorts of conversations obviously are led by my clients.
Yeah.
You know, they indicate to me, hey, we're looking at buying a home, or we're looking at moving and buying another home, or upgrading our home, or downsizing, whatever it may be. The process there is simply just reviewing what assets they have under me, making sure I have a clear picture of their assets they have outside of me,
Yep.
and just working through the numbers, running projections. And like you commented earlier, you know, the default 20% down certainly isn't always appropriate.
Correct.
So this isn't the prereq to buying that home.
That's correct. Yeah.
And I think,
Depending on what their financial picture looks like, sometimes it's better to put the 20% down if they have the
Yes.
cash, or sometimes it's
it's not,
don't
right?
do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah. So I think that people need to be more, I guess, coached
Yeah,
by the right people that understand their finances, or
Yeah.
understand the financial world, because you'll get a lot of my mom says, my dad says.
yeah, you get kind of like truisms that aren't necessarily truisms.
Yeah, that's correct. Like
Yeah.
we call them in mortgages, mortgage mythology.
Yeah,
So we'll get that all day long, where people will say stuff, either friends of family or even people in the industry. You know what I mean? Like I even had a mortgage mythology. Like when you pull credit, people will be like, "Oh, just delete the phone number." And when you pull credit, the credit bureaus won't get the credit bureau won't get their phone number, so they won't get called, because there's this thing in our industry called the trigger lead. So if I pull a credit, and they're trying to make it legal right now, if I pull a credit, the credit bureau gets that lead and then sells it to like 500 million mortgage companies, and these poor people get like 350 calls a day. That's exaggerating,
Yeah.
but
but I get a lot.
they get a lot. And so they're trying to make it illegal. Well, people would be like, well, just leave the phone number out. And then they won't get the phone number. And that's not how they get the phone number. And so that was a big mortgage mythology. And I was like, yeah, we just, we want to create a rule that removes the phone number. And the one guy that I was working with, not on this side of the business and could care less, was like, well, the phone number doesn't get passed to the bureaus when you pull credit.
And you said, huh?
And I said, huh? I was like,
All this
he's like,
time.
no, really. And I was like fully adamant about it.
Yeah,
He was like, no, really, here, let me show you the XML form.
yeah,
And there was 0 phone numbers. And I was like, holy crap, the whole time. I've been in this thing forever. And there's probably people out there right now that still delete the phone number when they pull
Yeah.
credit. I got someone new that did it recently. And I was like, you don't have to do that. The phone number doesn't get passed. But that's the stuff that we have to deal with. And then there's more stuff like that than people,
Yeah.
like the myths that we have, like what you can and can't do or should do.
yeah,
Yeah. Some people don't realize in some cases the recoup is better to put less down. And some people don't realize if you have the money, it's better to put it down because you're going to have X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
It's all situational.
There you go. That's what's coming to mind all throughout your explanation, is that there's not a one size fits all.
There
In
really
my
isn't.
business, in your business, in this scenario, in that scenario, you have to analyze one's individual kind of financial profile
Yeah.
to make the determination as to what option A, B, and C looks like for them.
Yeah, I think ours run real similar. Like, same thing with me, as I always say, like, I don't have a crystal ball. Like, where's rates going to be? I always tell people, if I knew where rates were going to be,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be in mortgages.
Oh yeah.
I'd be sitting on my boat right now.
Yep, I will tell you, in my business, the one thing I have worked very hard to train myself on and it's challenging, especially early on, is to prognosticate how this is going to influence
Yep.
specifically markets and the
Markets.
investment.
Yep.
So, hey, we see this coming down the pike, this geopolitical matter coming down the pike, U.S. economy, you name it.
Yep.
You name it. All these things influence the market. But me as an individual advisor, pricing that into a strategy and what that looks like moving forward is a mistake.
Yep.
It's a mistake. And I've seen quite commonly that's priced in a lot of advisors' recommendations. They're pricing in their own bias.
Bias.
They're
is
al-
the issue. Yeah.
They're allowing that influence to drive their recommendations. It's
Yep.
very dangerous.
Oh yeah, it is.
Very dangerous.
There's been loan officers telling people, "Oh, just take the higher rate now, and you're going to refi next year."
Yep.
And they've been saying it since 2022.
Yeah.
We're rolling into 26.
Yep.
Still, rates are high.
Hey, you come across that crystal ball, you let me know. I'd love to take a
You
look
won't
at
see
it.
me, buddy. I'll be gone.
That's true. That's true.
Like, where'd Matt go? I haven't seen him in weeks.
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
but sure. That's the issue. Is like it's a bias.
Yep, it
People
is.
have a bias, and then they don't realize it's not backed by any type of data.
Yep.
And then boom.
Yep.
Next thing you know,
Lean into the
putting the people in the wrong position.
You got to lean into the numbers,
Mhm.
and you got to work hard to not let. We all have bias. You got to work hard to not let that like infiltrate your professional recommendations.
Yep. What about AI? How do you think that's going to drastically change your industry at all?
Well, there's, it obviously is going to be influential across every industry.
Everyone.
There's obviously an ease of getting any number of things done. But with that comes the fear that it'll eliminate positions. There was the idea of robo-advisors well before, AI's prominence here
Yeah.
the last couple of years.
Yep.
I think there's always going to be that kind of pull towards working with other human beings.
Yep.
So in that way, at least that's what I'm saying to myself. In that way, I think I'll still be around. But you gotta leverage what AI brings to the table, predictably, to be competitive moving forward.
Yep.
Because if you just cast that to the side and you lean heavily into the people only ideology that's what's gonna keep you afloat, just people wanting to work with people, you'll be leaving a lot on the table that could enhance your business, enhance your client's bottom line.
Yep.
So I think you have to leverage that technology.
I think that, and people, this isn't a popular opinion. I think it's going to start off where it's starting to help people do more. Then it's going to eliminate jobs, and it's going to be people managing those things.
Mm-hmm.
Then from there, it's going to be doing it all a lot. This is a 10, 15-year term, but people got to get comfortable. People are starting to get comfortable having a choice. Do I want to talk to the AI bot or do I want to talk to the human?
Mm-hmm.
They're still in that trying to still get comfortable. I guarantee in the next couple of years, let's say 3 to 5 years, people will have, I can't say guarantee because I don't know, but I'm just saying, I think that in the next 3 to 5 years, people will want that choice. I want to be able to talk to the AI person if I want to, and it may be sooner than that.
Yeah.
And then if I want to have an option to click a button and talk to a human.
Yeah. AI bots don't have bad days.
They do not.
Humans do.
And they don't get it wrong most of the time.
No,
either.
that's the thing. They're only going to get it more right. That part, it feels fairly obvious.
Mhm.
It's a little scary. And there's all sorts of other stuff coming down the pike that's
Dude, it's wild.
intimidating
Yeah.
and worrisome in some respects. But this sort of stuff, I think,
It's getting really good.
you have to embrace it.
You have to.
You have
I
to.
had it the other day. I was there was an appraisal that came in, and it was in a commercial zone, and they didn't think it was in a commercial zone, and they couldn't find anything online. I literally went to ChatGPT and was like, "Hey, can you show me where to look for this township to see if this property's in a commercial zone?" And it gave me the link.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Who do I contact to get a rebuild letter?" Because I couldn't find it online, and it gave me the person and their number. I was like, "This is wildly good," and it was the right person.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no tech guy, so I don't understand how this is really possible.
Yeah.
The speed in which they answer these
I don't know how it
questions-
works either. I just know how to use it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm smart enough to know,
Yeah,
my limitations, which are wide and vast.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know, like, okay, I'm not the smartest guy in any room.
Yep.
But I generally have a good sense of maybe who the smartest people in the room are. AI is the smartest person in the room right now.
It's almost there.
So
Pretty
you
close.
gotta acknowledge that, and
Pretty
you
close.
leverage it because it's there to be leveraged
Yep.
for your business.
Yep.
If you take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think that's going to drastically change our industry. For my industry, is like there's going to be some huge changes that come to. There's multi-step reasoning, which is like if X happens, do this, and then if this happens, here's the 3 things that could happen. If it does one of these 3 things, do this. If it does this, so it's multi-step reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
And when that hits my industry, that's going to be that'll drastically reduce the amount of employees in our industry, which is sad. But that will drastically change. The thing that I don't know if it'll be a cost benefit. I was talking to another division leader at the place I'm at, and I agree with them. At first, it's going to be more expensive
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to want to pay for it.
Right.
And then what'll end up happening is that it'll be the good people managing the AI bots. So you'd still have processors, but those processors would manage the AI bots. You still have underwriters, and those underwriters will manage AI bots. You'll still have loan officers
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. But they'll manage those AI bots. But how long is that? Right? I don't know how long that is.
Before an AI bot is managing an AI bot.
Correct. Correct. And it's really about us, humans. How soon do we become comfortable with it? Knowing
Yeah.
that it's an AI bot, because they're going to have to let us know.
I hold out that the silver lining in respect to preservation of human self-worth is that we will not allow ourselves to eliminate our self-worth. And work is a big way in which people value their worth.
Sure.
For a lot of people, I'm one of them.
Sure.
I take a lot of pride in delivering an exceptional end product to my clients.
Yep.
And I know a lot of my clients have taken a lot of pride in their respective careers along the way. It's in a big way how they identify,
Yep.
a lot of people they've met and value in their life and
Yeah.
kind of, what they've achieved.
Well, people want to see people. So I don't know if people go away until we're basically retired.
Yeah.
Because people want to talk to an actual person still a
Right.
little bit. Some of these younger kids, though, they like to self-serve pretty strong.
Yeah, no.
But by then, we'll be pretty retired, hopefully.
Yeah,
Fingers
maybe
crossed.
we've made our money and we've got
You
enough.
may be
of
the
it.
last generation of people that actually work.
Yeah, because that's where we're trending in this conversation.
100%.
If enough people just go, nah, we'll take the ease of all transactions. No one's working. The government must be just doling out baseline money for people
I always
to
say
live
this,
on.
Blockbuster they bet heavy that people still want to get in their car on a Friday night and go pick the movies, and they want to come and see them and feel them and touch them. They bet heavy on that. Why would someone want to just sit in their house and just pick a movie real quick and then watch it? They lose the experience of walking into the store and picking out the movie. They bet heavy. And they bet wrong.
It didn't work out.
That's the only thing that scares me.
Yeah.
I agree. The people that, while we're still working, because, I mean, let's be realistic. I'm pretty old. You're a little bit younger than me, but, I probably only got, 10 years left? 15 years left to work in?
You got 20.
I'm 50, so I'd be 70.
That's probably right.
Yeah, so maybe I got 20.
That's probably
so
right.
15 maybe?
Yeah.
15 to 20 years of working left? I don't, I think
You look
it's
good for 50.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
it.
feel that feeling. I don't feel good though for 50. Tell you that right now. But I think that's at the tail end of it's going to drastically change. That's just,
Yeah.
I hope not. Again, I'm with you.
Well, I know you're on it. So I know, like, when you make these projections, I know you wouldn't profess to have, like, your pulse on the timeline looking forward on AI, and who could, but you're seeing how rapidly things have evolved. So you're probably underestimating how dramatically they'll.
Do you know what the
they'll
biggest
change.
issue I have with AI is? So I've created, luckily, I'm blessed with the ability to know how to do this stuff, but I was able to create some GPTs and some agents that will do things to help these people, and they don't use it. So the biggest issue with AI is people using AI.
Yeah.
So they don't use it. So I wish they would use it more. I'll still get the question like, what do I do? What's this requirement? What's that requirement? I've created GPTs that are almost, I'm blown away by how good they are. And it's not
Yeah.
because of me, it's because of how good the GPT is.
Uh-huh.
Because it helps you write the GPT. It's crazy. You don't even have to do anything anymore. You just tell it to help you do this. You
Gosh.
talk to it and tell it what to do. But anyway, so that being said, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It'd be better than any managers that I've had in answering these questions.
Yeah.
There's only a few that they miss on, but it's pretty good, and they just don't use it. So the problem is with AI is, are people going to use
It's
it?
adoption.
It's adoption.
But then there's eventually kind of forced adoption.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So
That's what's going to
So
happen.
that's a timeline you're trying to pin down when you go, things will really change when there's essentially, it's like mass adoption or forced adoption, because
It
you
is.
have to in order to kind of just exist day to day. Like, get by day to day, get by at your job, get by in your day to day outside of work.
Correct, because it's like when the internet came out, it took people 5 years to figure out you don't need to do that anymore.
Hey,
You
I
just
was
go
I
do
was
that.
slow to get on cell phones.
Everybody was.
I was slow to get on smartphones.
Me too.
I'm trying to buck that trend and just be a little more receptive to AI.
Yeah, it's
Just,
crazy.
again, that's hindsight, learning from my
I agree.
mistakes.
Me too. That's how I am
yeah.
too.
I don't know if those were mistakes.
I agree.
You know,
I don't think it was.
I used to walk around with a notepad and get people's numbers. Hey, nice to meet you. What's your number? Just scribble it down on my note card.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got guys that write down lead sheets. They
Yeah.
take a full written,
Yep.
handwritten lead, put the number on it, keep it in a folder. I'm like, my man, like, you don't have to do any of it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But I think that that's really what it is. It's really pinning down adoption. Once people adopt it, because we all know that, like, for instance, self-driving cars are safer than people. I don't care what you say. Once every car's a self-driving car, it's
Gosh.
safer than you driving. 100% safer.
Yeah.
And you can't prove it. You could say all your crazy combat change mentality stuff you can say.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to wreck the cars. Then they'll control my car and kill me. My man, if they want you dead, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, they don't need to take control
you
of
know
your
what?
car to kill you.
You know, this comes to mind.
But that being said, like, once people get okay with that,
I
it's
know.
over.
I know it's going to be all self-driving cars. I think there's a part of people who go, but I'm not the person who crashes the car. You know, so
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no. You can control that.
Yeah,
I
right.
know. But I think there's that part of everyone that goes, but I'm not the deficient, I'm not the weak
Yeah,
link.
yeah, correct. Yeah.
You know, so there are car accidents, but I'm not the weak link.
It's not me.
Yeah, without a doubt. All these things will be enhancements. It's going to come down to when are they
Do you know,
mass
do you know where
adopted.
that comes from? There's an old Indian parable. I say it all the time, and I don't know the exact words of it, but it goes like this: if you don't brush your teeth for a year, right? Everybody in the room can smell how bad your breath is, but your nose is 1 inch from your mouth, and it won't let you know. Your brain won't let you know.
Won't let you know.
that your breath smells terrible.
Yeah.
Because of the way it self-preserves.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, I'm good. And your breath smells terrible.
Yeah.
Same thing with self-driving. You think, oh, I'm good.
Yep.
Until you wreck.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's the thing is people don't realize, like, that's another thing. I don't think, that one I would bet all my money on that by the time I'm about to die or I'm older, that people won't even own cars unless they want to own a car. Once they can get a car to your door in 3 minutes or less, 5 minutes or less even,
Gosh.
on order, why would you own a car? You would pay a service fee. It's cheaper. You don't have to maintain the car. It picks you up, takes you where you want to go. You never drive a car.
You're eliminating variables, maintenance,
Everything.
failure of certain parts. You get into liability, like there's just a whole long list of things that fall off when you outsource that,
Yep.
essentially.
Yep. I don't think I think the future is no one drives unless you.
Gosh, this is
You're
a
one of
wild
the-
this is a wild future. No one's driving, no one's working.
Well, what's your mom's phone number? I don't know my mom's phone number anymore.
I know my mom.
I don't know how to get to a lot of places. You haven't memorized your mom's stuff?
Yeah, I do.
Is it the same number it's always been or no? Since you were
For a
kid?
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not switched her cell
I don't have
phone.
any phone number
Yeah.
memorized. I don't have any single phone number memorized.
I probably have
anymore.
no more than 5.
And you used to have all of them memorized. I have mine. That's about it.
Yeah.
And you used to have to memorize everybody's phone.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get nowhere. Nowhere.
It-
I was a pizza delivery guy though, and I wish I had GB.
Yeah.
There's so many dents in my in my steering wheel and in my dash because I couldn't find places on the paper maps. Oh, I hated it. It made for a better world.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You don't need to know where you're going. Your GPS is going to tell you where to go.
Yeah, you know how hard it would be to just go like, hey, I want to go to Cincinnati today.
Well, I think about
do
the
you get
family
there?
trips we made, and my dad and mom, or my dad and my uncle, my cousin's dad, we used to make these big trips down to Florida. They're pulling these maps that cover the entire dash.
Yeah.
And they're going like, which exit, which exit? As they're going 65 miles per hour down the highway.
How safe is that?
Yeah, this is a safer world.
So that being said, those maps, like you just said, it's crazy. Like I remember you'd have to go to AAA.
I
Get
know.
a map. If you're gonna go to
To
Florida,
get a legit map.
Get a legit
yeah,
map.
it's like this AAA stamped, you're going to get there.
yeah, you had to go to AAA.
Yeah.
And then if you were area based, you could go buy the red books. I had like every red book for like all the cities.
Now,
'cause I
now,
was
now,
delivering
seeing as you
pizzas.
got me by 8-9 years,
Yep.
you've read some maps.
Oh yeah.
They're not easy to read.
No, and you got to pick up markers, so you got to always be watching.
Always got to be watching.
Always. It made driving way worse.
It did. And then you also can appreciate then the parents' stress level when you're making those trips and they're trying to figure out where they need to turn and they're not finding it that quickly on the map. That's where you get kind of that swat back from dad.
Oh yeah.
That
Now you know why you got it.
That's
you
right.
deserved it.
I deserved it.
You deserved
They
it.
need to be able to
They
concentrate.
have to be able to
do.
concentrate. It's not the same.
No.
And the pizza delivery boy, shame on you for getting paid as much as I did. It was a lot more harder for me to deliver
Yeah,
pizzas.
that's
I
true.
only did it for. I only did
Yeah,
it for a
your-
little bit. I couldn't do it.
Your base pay
anymore.
was what, $2.13 plus
I
tips?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was $5 an hour. And we got
Okay.
tips. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's $5 an hour was the pay. It was minimum wage or whatever the pay was. I think they paid us more than minimum wage. It was
Yeah.
$5 an hour, and then it was tips.
Well, I was a paper boy as one of my first jobs, really my first official job.
Yeah.
And I think towards the tail end, I was delivering that paper for a cost to me because I had to go collect the money from the people.
From the people.
Yeah. And when they saw me walk up the door and knock on,
You're
knock,
probably the best dressed paper boy.
I might have been. That didn't matter. They were ducking that $2.75.
They were. They would
Yeah.
hide from you.
And then I had a bill to pay. Like I said, that's negative $6. I lost $6. I delivered this paper for a month.
They wouldn't pay you.
They just avoid you.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh, how long did you do that for?
Probably did that a couple years.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like the Sun Herald, which
Yeah.
was a once a week paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember the Sun Herald.
Yeah.
Is that up here? The one up here, right?
It might still exist. I have no
don't
idea.
know if
It
it
wasn't.
does.
It certainly wasn't the Plain Dealer, which was an everyday
No,
paper.
that's everyday
and
paper.
then like a big hitter on Sundays.
I remember the Sun Herald. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the Sun Herald at the house.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I only did in high school. I only had like 2 jobs, and they were probably for a total of like 4 weeks. I did pizza delivery because my mom wouldn't pay for me to go on spring break because I was 16. She's like, "You're not going on spring break." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." She's like, "You're too young to go on spring break."
Yeah. You went on spring break with your friend group
Yeah.
at 16.
Yeah. But I was a big 16-year-old.
Well,
I mean, at 16, I was like 6'2", like 250.
Yeah. But you're still
So-
16 in your mom's eyes,
I know.
and in the eyes of the law.
In the law, for sure. She could have probably gotten in a little trouble for that one. She's like,
Yeah.
"I'm not letting you go." I'm like,
Yep.
"I'm going. I don't care. I'll run away to spring break. I don't care." I was terrible.
I did that
And then
paper
she's
route.
like,
I was
I'm not paying for it. So I was like, "I'll get a job." And my one buddy, his parents own the pizza joint. And I was like, "Hey, you looking for any delivery boys?" He's like, "Actually, yeah."
So this is when you became
So
a
I
delivery
delivered
boy.
pizzas. I want to say it was like a month or 2 so that I could get enough cash to go on spring break. And I did. And then the other one, my buddy was killing it at this telemarketing place where they were calling people to get VA for you to donate money to the veterans.
Okay.
And they kept like 90% of the money or whatever the legal amount is.
Yeah.
So it was just basically a chop shop call center for high school teens. And I worked there for like 2 weeks, and then I was like, I don't want to do this.
No,
anymore."
that's
Yeah.
a tough job.
That was tough.
That's an awful job.
It was awful. And that was it. And then I only had really one other job, and that was bouncing.
That's incredible. I know you are a career mortgage industry.
Yeah.
Just a veteran at this stage in the game. That's a
Yeah.
lot of time you've logged.
Yep.
I've worked a ton of jobs. The paper route I started in 6th grade.
Oh, really?
I worked my daughter, who's 8. We went through my jobs going back to that paper route. I think I've worked over 40 jobs.
That's awesome.
And I typically have always run multiple jobs alongside each other. So it's always like 2 to 3
At the
jobs
same
at a
time?
time. Yep.
Oh,
Like
wow.
doing painting, landscaping, and then something else.
So you're just always trying to be entrepreneurial?
Just scratch
Trying
some
to
money
scratch
together.
away?
That's really
I
what
mean,
it was.
That bouncing was crazy. I started bouncing when I was 17.
That is crazy.
17. Yeah, I started bouncing in paninis and the flats. That's when I was 17, and then I bounced when I was 18, and then I would bounce in the summers when I was come home because in college you weren't allowed when you were on scholarship. When I played some sold, you weren't even allowed to have a job during the football season.
Really? Well, that makes
or during the
sense.
school year. You weren't even
Oh,
allowed
during
to
the
have
school
a job,
year, period.
no jobs. You could only work in the summer. It was an NCAA violation to work during the year. That's how
Wow.
old I am. Now they just pay them. But
Yeah,
you weren't
I
even
know.
allowed
Right.
to work.
Man,
Yeah, so
makes
you could
sense.
only
People are
work in
getting
the
money
summer.
under the table. You're not even allowing us to work, and we're
And
bringing.
listen, my parents, they weren't poor. So there was a lot of guys on my team that had poor parents.
Yeah.
And so like those poor guys, they didn't
What a
need it
crazy
to-
rule.
It's a crazy rule. It was a crazy rule.
What-
Now they got rid of it. I want to say it was like my senior year. Maybe they got rid of it. The year
Do you
after
know
that.
what percentage of people play college football go on to play professional football?
It's probably got to be less than 1%.
I mean, so 99% of the people are making it to the next level, and they're restricting the flow of money into your pocket
It
if
was
you're
crazy.
willing to work.
It was crazy.
I know you're going to break on school, but geez,
They had to limit what they gave you, or was it an NCAA violation?
man, In some ways,
They
you
couldn't
can.
give you an extra bagel. They'd be like, you can't take 2 bagels. It's an NCAA violation
No.
if you eat that bagel.
No,
It was a joke.
I was gonna say. I know you guys ate plenty.
Me and Coach Jones were laughing about on the sidelines. He's like, we could barely get you peanut butter and in a plastic knife over at Kakali House, but now they're getting $20,000 just to come visit.
Yeah, they're getting candy paint on the outside, peanut butter on the inside kind of look now.
Crazy, man. God
They-
bless them though. They
There's like
deserve it.
millionaires in college.
Hey,
It's
listen,
incredible.
They bring a lot of money to those schools too, though.
Yeah, the numbers make sense.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not against it. I just think it's funny that yeah, we weren't allowed to work during the year back then, and then so I worked bouncing in the summer, and then I bounced when I first got out. I bounced for a long time.
You pretty much found your calling. You're either going to be a bouncer for the rest of the time until you
You
just
can't be a bouncer for the rest of
No,
the
you
time.
can't. Or as you appropriately pivoted to the world
Yeah, I did.
of mortgages,
Yeah,
lending, etc.
but it was easy money because you didn't do anything. I didn't work at any of the punch palaces. I always worked at the nice clubs that paid well, and you didn't have to
Nice.
break many fights out.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was good money. I used to make some money in tips. I think I told this story to you before, but my mom thought I was a drug dealer because I had so much cash in my
Oh yeah,
box.
just skip the line.
Yeah, skip the line. Here's money. Here's cash. Skip the line. And I would just put it in a box. And I just, you just don't think about it. You store the cash at the end of it in a box. My mom's like, she came to clean my apartment. She's like, are you dealing drugs? And I was like, no. She goes, why you got all that cash in a box? I was like, Mom, that's all tips and they pay us cash. I literally just come home, throw it in that box. Because I had a normal job. And then
Yeah.
my money went, that money went to the bank. I was a loan officer too.
Oh, you were at that time.
Yeah. So I did both for a while. And then my buddy opened a Panini's in Mayfield, so I went and did that for a little bit too. At the very tail end, after I resigned and retired and said good night,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it anymore. And then I did it for like 6-8 months for him out there, and then I didn't do anything for a while. And then my buddy, I did one time. I want to say maybe about 2013 or 14. DJ Tiesto came into town. My buddy needed me to fill in for somebody, so I did it for one night.
I don't
too.
know who that is.
Me neither, but I guess it's
Oh, I didn't
huge.
know if you're a reference.
I guess
to
he's
say-
huge.
Oh,
He's
is-
one of the
he is-
biggest DJs in the. At the time, he was one of the biggest DJs in
Okay.
the world. This place was packed. It was completely packed. There was a line down the street. We weren't working for the club. We were working for him personally. We were his personal security for the
Okay.
night. And so we just went with him. He drove up to the car, to the door. We went to his car, walked him in, watched him, stood next to him on both sides on stage, in case anybody got by the bar security, and then just took him out and left. It was the easiest.
Well,
$200
this is
I
going to
made.
make you laugh because it reminds me of one of those 40-plus jobs. My uncle, who was a police officer in Lakewood, plugged me in security. I was security outside of like girls' gymnastics after
you
school.
weren't. Were you really?
I mean,
That's good.
what crook or person looking to cause trouble sees me at the door and thinks twice about just proceeding with their
That's what it
plan?
is. They're like, no way, not with this guy.
Oh yeah, it's
He
like
is
the
well
opposite.
too dressed. This
Yeah.
dude is definitely Secret Service. He is too good. I had a
Yeah.
buddy that would wear
They-
like, we used to call him the best dressed bouncer in Cleveland. My buddy used to always like dress up to the T10s.
Mhm.
I'd be like, dude, we're bouncing, dude. Wear like a black shirt and some jeans. He's like, no,
Well, you never know who you meet.
never know.
You never know.
Never know. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So, how many jobs did you have? What other things you do? Anything crazy?
I mean,
Just everything. Just
just
jack
a little
all
bit of
trades.
everything. Well, I mean, a little bit of everything. I worked dining hall in college. I worked at the driving range in college. I worked at a Dairy Queen, the snack bar, and at Westwood.
Yeah.
I did painting,
you
landscaping.
worked at-
I just did all sorts of stuff.
You worked at golf courses too?
Yeah, never like I did
You
like
ever caddy? No.
I did. I had a short stint at Lakewood.
You did?
I shadowed, and then I didn't get out after like 2 weeks, and I just convinced my parents like, look, I'm not getting paid. You don't want to drive me out there just to drop me off and
Yeah.
eventually get out and make money. That's short sighted because if you stick out caddying, you make a good living.
Really
It's-
good living.
It's like the best money you can make early on in your teens and 20s. And obviously, people who make it really their professional track, they can carve out a decent buck.
Yeah, and you meet a lot of people that are influential later on.
You
in
do.
life.
You do. So really, if my kids were to have that opportunity or track that all, I'd really encourage them to stick it out.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Especially for kids that are looking to get into business or
Yeah.
anything financial like
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I know. This is all right. Last job. I put on probation anklets.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You did?
I did.
The ones that like trackers?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did. I did that.
How long did you do that for?
I probably did it for, I don't know, 8 months.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How'd you get that one? Because your uncle?
It's again a connection through him, through this company that launched like private service those anklets.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, all right, you're driving out this location, and I'm going into people's homes and putting this on their ankle.
People don't realize there's millionaires in every industry you can think of. Like there's a guy that owns an anklet company that
Yes.
he creates the anklets and the tracking system and makes a boatload of cash because of it.
So this was something I thought about coming into this conversation
Yeah.
because I know we're going to talk, generically business,
Yeah.
and there are just so many different ways to carve out your living. There's a millionaire behind the little grommet that sits in this little piece of this thing that's an everyday thing that you would take for granted.
Yep.
So many
Yep.
different ways to carve out a living.
I went to school with a bunch of different kids that were parents were rich as heck because of making gloves for the plants.
Yes.
Making urinal cakes and the plastic that holds them.
Yeah.
Like anything you can think of. Like
Yeah.
everything. Like people don't realize that. Like there's people right now that are millionaires because of trash. I know people that have like companies where like you got gravel or dirt, they'll come get it, or they'll chew up your concrete
Uh-huh.
that you broke up and threw down, and then you pay them to come get it, and then they resell it.
Yep.
And they make money on both sides. You ever try to sell office furniture? Like we've had huge offices where we had, hundreds of people. So you'd have all this office furniture, and then you downsize and you'd be like, "Hey man, you want to buy some of this stuff?" He said, "Buy it." First time he was like, "Buy it. I'll come get it for free and I won't charge you. If you got enough. If you don't, I got to charge you."
Yeah.
They don't even buy it. They'll take it.
I believe
There's
that.
companies that literally, when a company like Progressive shuts down an office, or like us when we downsize, they'll come and take your furniture and then flip it.
It's incredible. There's so many obscure businesses or niche businesses. Like
Niche.
niche captures like just an endless amount of businesses that fit within a layer.
Yep. Dude, there's a ton of white labeling millionaires right now. People that don't even make the product,
Oh
don't
yeah.
even
They're just
create
like a
the
broker. Of
product.
it. They're a broker.
They just e-commerce it, white label it, put it in their name, change the name of it, and resell.
Yeah.
Like those Ghost golf bags, they started like nobody knew what they were. Now
Yeah.
they're huge. Those speakers that you put I forget the name of them. Everything's the same color. You get a speaker and you get a
rangefinder?
rangefinder. And
Bushnell.
they're all the same
that's one of
color.
them I
Not
know.
Bushnell, but the ones that are all the same
Okay.
color, and it's all trendy and cool. And then they put the yardage on it, and those are like huge now.
I know.
They don't make those things. They just white labeled it and resold it. It's great. It's awesome.
Yeah. There's just an endless amount of opportunity if you got the mind and the willing to put in the time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Figure it out.
Yeah, that's crazy. AI is going to drastically change all that too.
Now, how will it
think-
change that?
What do you
I mean, I can see it changing anything, but when you say it's drastically going to change it,
It's going
will
to
it
become more popular.
it'll become more pie? That's what I was getting at. Will
Yeah,
it,
100%. Yeah,
it makes sense because you're going to be able to type in something and get feedback as to where there might be spots that you can kind of slide into. And
It's a very easy way to get wealthy quick because you don't have to make nothing, and you don't even have to. Your inventory costs are real low, and if you're
Yeah.
willing to make the people wait on the first so many deliveries until you have cash flow, really not much money to start it.
yeah,
And AI helps you make all that stuff. The marketing plan helps you to create the SEO plan, helps you to create the website. Like it helped me create a whole website. I don't know how to make a website. It told me everything to do. I made a whole
I don't know,
website.
you enhanced mine a little bit. I appreciate that.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's super crazy. And I think that's going to drastically change it. And then you'll have production companies that produce stuff until the robots produce it. And then the robots will produce it. And then the AI will make the e-commerce and we'll buy it.
And then I'll now pronounce you and that robot man and wife.
Yeah, correct. I just think it's going to be drastically different.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably the safest bet is just say it's going to be drastically different.
My
across
only
everything.
fear is it becomes just like exactly everything. Everybody gets exactly the same. But that's what utopian societies are. Since the beginning of civilization, it's always been moving more towards a utopian society. Utopian meaning no one works and everything's made for you. But in utopian, no one wins.
You ever seen the movie Wall-E?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Disney movie.
I know.
A lot of those Disney movies have important lessons in them.
Yes, they do.
That utopian society up in that spaceship is, these people aren't really having as good a time as they thought they were having on the front end.
Well, they said if you create a utopian society, you have to create a virtual reality that's extremely real that gives you adversity, or people will go
Gosh.
insane.
You've talked about that before.
Yeah,
The
people-
need for
You
adversity.
have to have it.
Yeah.
Billionaires' kids are the highest with depression rate, highest with suicide rate, highest with drug use rate, because they have no adversity.
Yeah.
Everything is just there.
I mean, that computes for me. I didn't come from millionaires.
Correct.
I've always had layers of adversity.
Yep.
I've also been very fortunate to avoid certainly tragedy, but I've always had things I've had to work through.
Yep.
I just
Yep.
always have.
People need the feel of accomplishment.
And I may very well always be looking for the next thing to overcome as well. It's part of how I'm wired.
Yep.
I think it's just, the push to progress and whatever you're doing,
Yep.
you're going to run into roadblocks. It's whether you're going to stop there or just push through it. It makes,
Mm-hmm.
it makes a difference.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's going to be a crazy world. I don't know where it's going to end up, but I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to leverage it like you are as much as possible, though.
I'm trying to leverage it like you are. That's more aptly put.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Yeah, I really think that it's going to be pretty crazy. So, like, a lot of the stuff I've been doing is creating decision trees, recording screens, stuff like that. Just because it's as people do actions, because I think that's going to be a big part of getting ready for it. Because if you don't, you have to go back and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
When that multi-step reasoning really takes off, for us, that's not huge for every business. For my business,
In the
That
world
makes
of,
a
in the world of
drastic
AI, I have a brother who's an actor, and then I was listening to
tell a little bit about your brother.
I
no, go
well
ahead.
sure no, but anyway, one of his concerns, like generally speaking, is that AI is kind of robbing what is like proprietary data or things people created
All day long,
all day long.
all day long.
And they become kind of the source of everything, robbing people of all of the effort and toil and of some of their extraordinary, qualities or skill sets or whatever they've made. And it's just being bundled and remanufactured
That's
and
all
delivered.
it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It just it's a large language model. It doesn't think for itself yet.
Now
So it's taking all the smartest people's data that have created all this data and then delivering it to us like
they're the source of
they're the
of
source
data.
of it
Yeah.
when they're not.
And they're not. Now, I was listening to a financial podcast, and I thought they highlighted what was a deal, essentially brokering that data to an AI company. Like that, they didn't have I think there are defenses to AI bots or whatever. However, AI pulls all this information from scrubbing the information from companies that have made their reputation and living off of having expertise and proprietary data.
Yeah, I
So
don't
maybe
know
there'll
anything about that.
So maybe that's an element that will preserve at least some of the differentiation between kind of like the whatever ends up being kind of the top 5 AI operators and all of the different resources, companies, et cetera, you name it, it's endless, of entities that have created or hold the information currently.
Yeah, I'd assume they'd have to do that, but it's going to eventually become self-thinking, and then that's where things start to change.
Yeah.
Then it becomes sentient, and then that's really when it all changes, and that's when we all fear that that's what will kill us and tell us to beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the fear.
Yeah.
It's the last stage, but it's going to eventually self-think. I think right now, I think the highest score. I don't follow it as much as I probably should on that score stuff, but I think the highest score on that humanities last exam, I think, was like a 44. By Grok 4. But that's humanities last exam. I think we talked about this. That's where
Yeah,
it's
we
like
did.
all the smartest people come together and create this test, and when they get it, they get 90% right on each one of their categories.
Mm-hmm.
So if it gets over 90 on all categories, when it scores over 90, it's smarter than all of us combined.
Gosh.
And then eventually it self-thinks.
Yeah, and it's obviously tracking that quite
Oh, it's
naturally by the way it's
tracking that.
constructed.
Dressed. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be there soon.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not scared of it because whatever it is, it is.
I agree with you
You
there.
can't stop it.
No, you just gotta embrace it, learn how to navigate it, and incorporate it into work and life.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been a
correct.
theme of what we've talked about today and what we've talked about kind of behind the scenes is
Yeah.
that you can't ignore it.
No, you can't. And it's
Yeah.
helpful for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like the internet. People were scared to death of it at first. People don't remember because most people forget so fast. But, that's how people were scared of the internet when it first came out.
Yeah.
I know you're younger than me. But when I was there when it first came out. I was at least more cognizant of what's going on in the real
Right.
world when it came out because I'm older. But people are scared to death of it. People are going to get dumb. People are going to get stupid. Of course they are. They're just going to forget the stuff they don't need.
True.
saying that about it now. Oh, look, their cognitive abilities drastically changed. No, their ability to store stuff that they don't need to store is drastically changed.
Yeah.
Right. But they always say, like, if you get blind, your ears hear better. If you're deaf, you see better.
Yeah.
So if you can get some of that stuff out of there, like we do now, directions, phone numbers, all that stuff, you can learn more.
Yeah.
I think the world is well more educated on what the real world is like, what history really was, than they ever were in history. You know, the people know what really happened now. People are way more educated.
Yeah.
You know, than
Yeah.
ever.
It's difficult to argue that this isn't progress.
Correct.
This is progress, but it's accelerated by way of this technology in a way that's difficult to digest and accept for a lot of people.
People are going to go nuts
Yeah.
because it's going to change their whole
Yeah.
world.
I mean, believe me, I have a ton of catch up myself, and you know that. So
Yeah.
I got to figure all this stuff out right alongside all these other people who are reluctant to figure it out.
Dude, it's going to change their whole life. That's the things people don't like change, even if it makes their life easier. And I
Now
think
that's a truism.
That
People don't like change.
they really don't.
That's not
So
that's not
that's
changing.
going to be tough. I mean, the only reason we don't have self-driving cars is because of that. The only reason stem cell research isn't further advanced than it is because of all that stuff. It's all people. We've stopped it. You know what I mean? People don't realize, like, a lot of the stuff that AI does was around a long time ago. We just didn't have chips powerful enough, or computers powerful enough, or servers powerful enough to actually make it all work. And now it's here. So I mean, it's going to change their life. You know, I can't imagine people like, we're going to take your cars. You're not taking my cars.
Oh, you know that.
Oh, I know it. I'll give my car up tomorrow. I'm that guy. I'll give it up tomorrow if you can get a car to my door in 5 minutes. I wouldn't even have one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably right behind you.
Yeah,
It's not something I've thought about, giving
Yeah.
up my car.
I think about that all the time.
But there's like any number of things you're going to have to give up. But like you just highlighted, you're going to give up things to be able to get other things.
You're giving up stuff to get more freedom. Because stuff is stuff.
It is.
I can tell you this right now. I have a pool. Terrible idea. Terrible. Do you know what would be better? If my community had a pool and I just use their pool.
It would be
I
better.
can go there, pee in the pool, and leave.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't gotta clean nothing. I can drink my drinks, spill them all over me in the pool.
Yep.
Nothing happens. I leave. They've got to
Actually-
worry about, how do I keep this thing clean? How do I make sure it's working tomorrow? How do I pay for that pump that's broke, right?
Right.
They got to maintain that thing. Pool, I still get a pool. I got a pool. I can go there whenever I'm hot, take my kids there and swim. If I want to go swim, I can swim. Having your own personal pool, dumb idea.
So you're moving toward
That's the
is
same thing with cars.
Having your own
Having
car.
your own car, dumb idea. I'd rather use their pool and deal with it.
that actually is not a bad analogy.
That's exactly how I look
Yeah,
at
that
it.
ain't bad.
If you ever get a pool, it's a bad idea. Remember that. Terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. Don't ever do it. But anyway, yeah, that's just basically how I look at it. It's like, you don't have to maintain it no more. You don't have to worry about, how many miles do I have? Do I have to get that oil change? Oh, did I forget to get my license tag? Oh,
Well, that's true.
just
that's true.
Boot button car, and that's going to be that's a big change, and it's going to drive people insane. But I'd run for that one. Yeah. So I appreciate you coming today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I know we're talking about maybe doing some more of these, as we talked about.
Hey, we're giving the people what they want.
I
As in, like, I think my kids will watch this. and
know my kids
your
will watch
kids
it
will
too.
watch
I
this,
got a
so that's
couple
good.
viewers. Yeah,
All
I
right,
like
I
it.
can probably get an aunt and uncle
We're
to
gonna
tune in.
Yeah, we could. You did wear your boots.
Well, darn straight I did.
Oh my God! If you don't know, people, Tim's got ostrich skin boots on today.
Yeah, that's less common in the Cleveland, Ohio area.
Yep.
More common where I spent
I think
those
it's
8
illegal
years
in
in Dallas,
Ohio.
Texas.
That's why he has them here.
Yep.
He had to check them in when he brought them here.
They got grandfathered into Ohio's bylaws.
best boots in Cleveland right now, other than the person at the church I go to. He was preaching, and I looked down. He had ostrich skin
Oh, he
boots
did?
on,
All right, good
too.
for
I
him.
was like, God dang.
Good for
Tim
him.
would love these ones.
Hey,
Anyway, but yeah, so I appreciate you coming on today.
yeah, I've enjoyed it.
I'll make sure that I put your information when we post this out there in case anybody wants to get a hold of you.
Perfect.
But if you have anything else you want to let everybody know, let me know.
I think we covered everything.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.